And obviously, we just wrapped up the first live scrimmage, and we didn't defensively. We surely didn't start it the way you want to start a ball game. I'm glad it was a scrimmage. We had a miscue on the first play, and then I don't know what happened on the next play, but we gave up 2 long runs. Those things that we gotta eliminate if we ever want to become a good defensive football team. And we'll obviously, as we get a chance to look at the film, we'll see what we need to do. Saw some guys flying around trying to compete, and that's what we want to do. The thing that wanted more today than anything was to see the kind of effort that we were going to play with, and see the kind of effort that we were going to play with, because every series we went out there, it was an 8-play series, and I wanted to see how we were playing the 7th and the 8th play. And that's what I'm going to look the hardest for. And then, obviously, from a coaching standpoint, we got the things that are lacking fundamentally. We got to build on. But we'll see where we are, and we'll know a little bit more after we watch the film. So I'll go ahead and start taking questions.
Did you improve from that first segment of plays, or what happened?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, but the thing is, you can't give someone momentum. It's we had some good moments, but obviously you want to start fast and you want to finish fast, and that's what we got to do. We got to we've got to do those things, and it gives us a better opportunity to win. But yeah, there were some things that were. It appeared from the field level that. We did some things much better later on, but not enough consistency right now.
This was linebacker, so then kind of what are you getting out of it?
Well, we're getting some younger guys reps that where they're going to be able to play, and they got to have those. And I think both Bumper and Grant both in my opinion will benefit tremendously. And we don't have a starting rotation, so to speak, of. But those 2 guys, if we played a game today, they'd be our starters. Now, we got guys that are going to hopefully challenge them and make them better, and that's what we got to do. But I felt good. Parker, it's he's still a young puppy. Missed a lot of time, even though he was here in the fall. Missed a lot of time with a hamstring injury, but he's starting to come along. Gio is making a big step in the right direction. So, we got some bodies. We're a little bit thin, but we got bodies, and we got bodies that are going to be well enough to play in the SEC. I got to do my job, and that's the bottom line. I got to get them ready to play.
You mentioned Andrew Parker. What's the next step that he's kind of got to take?
Well, he's got to learn the scheme, and we've got. And I'm not a guy that likes to come in and talk about how complicated our scheme is. It's really not that complicated, but it is. We do a lot of things, and he's got to be able to put all the pieces together. And we're a big concept-driven defense. We teach concepts, and once a young man can master his concept on that call, then he's going to be able to play. And that's what we do. If you just list all our calls on the board and ask our defense to learn them by call, it's not going to happen. They got to learn concepts, but there's something within that call that will tell them the concept that they're participating in, and he's got to keep learning, and guess what? It takes reps. It takes reps. He was a young man that played outside linebacker in high school. He's a Mike backer, and it's new for him, but he's coming and he's going to get there.
Chief, I saw a Twitter picture, I guess, up from the football Twitter post of you holding up a championship belt after practice. I guess Chad had given it to you. I hadn't seen that before. What's the deal with that? And I don't know, what did you think about?
No. I didn't. Our defensive players won it. There's some competitions that he's got set up, and basically graded on the field. First down production, third down production, things that that he's takeaways and all those things. And he's got a deal that can easily, once you go through the practice, get home and charting everything that happens in those situations, and he determines from those numbers whether it's the defense or the offense. So it wasn't me; it was our defensive players that got the belt, and they just asked me to hold it up, so I did that.
So it's a motivation.
Oh yeah, it's creating competition in practice, and they take a lot of pride in it, and you do everything you can to make practice fun, but also make it as demanding as you possibly can.
As the scrimmage went on, did anybody stand out to you individually?
I saw a couple of young guys, but I'm not ready to start calling names. Obviously, I think you probably saw as much as I did, and I saw some young guys that that were pretty exciting.
Can you say what you've seen from the D line so far? And it looked like Gregory had 2 sacks in the first part that we saw.
Well, he's a guy that we got 3 defensive ends that and we know that the cream will rise to the top, and those guys are going to have to play this year, and he's one of them. He's also got a body, and so I'm saying that if he gets to be 300 pounds, he may be inside. But right now, he's doing everything that we're asking for at defensive end. And he's doing a good job, that way. But he's a guy that can give us depth wherever we need it, and excited about all 3 of those defensive ends. There's no question about that.
Was that belt thing, was that Thursday? The defense we know won Thursday, but what about today?
I don't know. You have to ask Coach Morris. He didn't tell me yet.
Any more questions for Chief?
Just the DBs, can you say what you've seen from?
Well, some of those young guys I was talking about are DBs. And, I think we've grown a lot, and really, our big focus was getting better fundamentally. And like I said, we've got less scheme in right now than we did this time last year. And our focus has really, really been on fundamentally. And fundamentally, we got to become, the best fundamental team on the field. Because if we're going to get better, that's where it is. So, but my point is going back to the DBs, and we've had conversation. That's a conversation, and we looked and we go. But we're putting a lot on them from a fundamental standpoint in terms of what we're asking them to do, and I think they're responding. I think right now, other than depth there, I'm pretty excited about what's going on now. What we got to do is learn to be consistent and learn to play the concept. I mentioned concepts. We got some guys, and this is a natural thing if you allow it to happen. When they start getting fatigued, then they want to go back to where they were before. They're looking for comfort, and their comfort has to be in playing great technique, and we got to keep growing in that direction. But I'm excited about what's going on in the secondary. Appreciate you guys.
Could you offer an overview of the day? And we know who won the belt Thursday. Do we know who won the belt today?
Well, with the belt, the biggest thing is we're really just trying to focus on, first down efficiency. Last year after watching our self-scout, went back and really looked at everything, and a lot of times we weren't very good because we were in 3rd and long. So we've really put a huge emphasis on first down and second down efficiency, trying to stay ahead of the chains, eliminating sacks and TFLs. That's something we'll grade at as a staff after when we get back in the staff room. But the biggest thing is we would have won the belt a couple times, I believe, but we just got to do a better job of taking care of the football. Our twos are turning the ball over a little bit too much, and we're counting that. We're counting that. So it's we got to be as a good group of offense as we can. Try to find our best 22, and so that second group is part of that 22. So. We got to do a better job taking care of the ball, and we'll win the belt. But I thought today, was one of our better days offensively. I thought there were some, big holes in there. I thought we made some good throws, and we did some good things. We got to continue to strain some guys to finish drives. That was, one of the first times we've really gone 8 plays in spring, and you saw some guys getting tired. And when you get play 6, 7, 8, when you're getting down in that red zone, we got to really step up, and elevate our level. To put the ball in the end zone. I don't think we did a good job of that today, just watching it from the field. So some guys got to get in some better shape, and we got to learn how to finish drives and not just tire out.
The plays we saw early, Devois broke off 40-something, and then Hayden on the next play touchdowns. Can you speak to how those opened up, what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go back and look at it. I thought those guys did a good job of being patient and hitting it. I thought our O-line did a good job of blocking. And those, I probably could have scored on 2 of those. They were just, big holes. I thought our offensive line, again, from the field, I'll have to go back and watch it, but I thought those guys did a nice job and opened up some holes for those guys to run through. But those guys did a nice job of finding it and going and scoring.
Coach, we saw the first series with the first team offense, second series, and I think the first series with the second team offense. Were there any other big plays that went on in the scrimmage that we missed?
At the very end, we got walk-on receiver in there at running back, handed him a couple, and he did a really good job. We might have found him a new position, but I had to go back and look at it. I remember the ones you're talking about. From an explosive play standpoint, I think we hit some balls that would have counted as an explosive play. But again, we're really looking for those plays. We're almost treating it like Canadian football in spring, and we're really trying to get a first down every 2 plays and stay out of all third downs. And and so if we do that, we'll obviously move the chains better, stay out of third and longs, and be able to move the ball a lot better than we did last year.
Just how would you assess the quarterbacks play overall today?
I thought that was probably one of our better days. I don't remember us throwing an interception today. Seems like every practice we've had an interception, so other than the first day. So, I thought we protected the ball well. There's still some times where we're putting the ball in jeopardy when we're pulling it down to run. We're getting one hand on the ball. We got to keep 2 hands on the ball. And then, a couple of times it got scrambled out and the ball got a little loose. So I've been really pleased with those guys. They're really, one of our goals as a quarterback unit is, to be the first one in the building and the last one to leave and to really lead by example. And I think all those guys are doing that. And I've been really proud of the way those guys are they're gelling together. They're coming together and playing really well.
Any receivers stand out to you today?
Trey Knox, he scored the touchdown there on the screen, made a couple plays. He kind of stood out. He made some plays that I can remember. I think Mike Woods made a couple. We had a couple drops towards the end. Again, those guys, I think, got a little tired. We got to learn how to finish. But for the most part, I thought, I was really pleased with the way we threw the ball in really windy conditions.
Running backs, Devois and Chase, how would you assess them so far?
I was really proud of those guys, honestly, and it's not from the standpoint of just running the football. I thought they did a really nice job of doing that, but early on, we're working a couple new protections and doing some things different, and I remember Chase Hayden really picking up a couple really good blitz pickups and doing a really nice job where we get the ball out. So was really proud of that, to see them understanding what we're trying to do from a protection standpoint and pick up the pressure so we can get the ball out. And I thought those guys did a nice job today. I can't brag on those guys enough. Did a really good job.
Great weather outside. It's a little windy.
Yeah.
Having this scrimmage and spring football and all these recruits here, what does that mean to have so many recruits? I know you can't talk specifically,
Right.
But to have all those guys up here and continue to build for the future.
Well, if anything, it has been a little chilly the first couple practices, and to have a good weather Saturday like it was today with a lot of people on campus, I mean, it shows how beautiful this place is. And to get out in Razorback Stadium and run a 100-play scrimmage, whatever it may have been, it was a lot of fun. I love being. I was said a little prayer last night, hoping that the rain would get out of here so we can get in the stadium. I really didn't want to go indoors, so it really turned out to be a pretty day and a nice little Saturday afternoon scrimmage.
Coach, while you guys were out on the practice field, we got news that you guys got a new running back commit from Arizona State. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know if I can really speak on that, but I don't really know the rules there, so I'll wait to comment on that until we know more there.
Right side of the line looked like Winkle and Wagner were in there. Noah's been sick, I think, and then Clinton
Yeah.
looked like he had a foot. Just how did
Yeah.
those guys do with the first unit, would you say?
Yeah, again, I'll have to go back and watch the film. Shane he bumped his, had a little bump and bruise, so we held him out of practice. I'll let Coach, talk about that more and reassess that as the weekend goes. But, I don't think we missed a beat, honestly. I hope to get Noah back quick. He's been out with the sickness. Hope to get him back as soon as possible because, he's one of the guys we're counting on. Played in 4 games last year, so he's no longer a freshman. So we got to get him back out there. But again, we'll grade the film. For the most part, I was pleased, just watching it from the sideline. So we'll go back in and look at it and grade those guys and see how they did. I hate crowning a guy a king before we get in and grade the film. Because you're going to miss some things out there, and especially from a technique standpoint, we'll grade those guys up and make sure that they're doing the things they're supposed to do.
Anything else for Craddock?
All right, thanks, guys. Go Hogs.